All right, you ready?
Yep.
All righty. Hey, I'm Devin from Pre-Hired, and I'm with Sam, who just completed the course, and he has been hired by one of his top choice companies. So he's based in LA, and he's been working with me after certification, and he just landed the job, as I mentioned before. So Sam,
Yeah.
go ahead and take a minute to tell us about your background.
Yeah, sure. So for my background, I was in auditing for about like a year. I did a bit of solar sales and dipped my toes into financial advising.
Mhm.
And I'm also a worship director to this day. And I was just exploring, but that's where I was before.
Cool, cool, man. So tell me a little bit about, why you were interested in software sales and why pre-hired? Why were you interested in doing it through pre-hired specifically?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I was dipping myself into sales a little bit,
Mhm,
and Um, the type of sales that I wanted to get into was software because they had really strong base income
mhm.
and great commission rate. So I thought if I want to hit my goal of making 100K within 2 years, that's probably the most plausible um, option for me. And I wanted to get into software sales.
Sure, sure. And what about why pre-hired? There are other companies that do the same thing as pre-hired, but why pre-hired specifically? How did you find pre-hired?
Yeah, so I was researching how to get into software sales and I came across pre-hired. It was everywhere. Everywhere I looked, it was there. So, I thought, okay, they do their marketing exceptionally well.
Hmm.
So I'll give it a go.
Sure.
Um, and that's how I got on board with pre-hired. But yeah.
Cool. So when you first found us, did you have any doubts? Like what
Oh,
was going
yeah.
through your head? What were you thinking?
Yeah. I thought it was another one of those really great marketing, you know, courses online, and
Sure.
you would just come to find at the end of the tunnel, like, oh man, was that really worth it? That really
Hmm.
uh, weird place of just questioning, but it wasn't that,
Sure.
and I can go into it, but just in the beginning, I was thinking, because I've taken another online course
Hmm.
before, it just didn't work out.
Sure.
And I thought, man, is it going to be the same way where it's not very accountable?
Hmm.
Not as practical as I thought, and not integrated with my schedule. And um, uh, yeah, that was like the main thing. And pre-hire just met a lot of these qualifications that I wanted and more. And
Sure.
so I can go over a couple of those things later.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. So what was it like going through the program? Was it fun? Was it easy? Was it boring? Was it hard?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun actually.
Sure.
And it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be, yet it was challenging enough. There
Hmm.
were a lot of new terminologies learned. I was able to learn about software sales in full, not only the software side of things, the sales side of things, and it's science based.
Hmm.
That's what is pitched, and I like that structure. They have like a really great structure there,
Hmm.
and so it appealed to me in so many different ways. Man, can I go on talk about like, the mentorship program and just all that? Because it's
Yeah,
just
go ahead. Yeah. How
yeah,
did that help you?
the mentors were really great. So from
Mhm.
the very beginning, like when you're onboarding, there's somebody kind of working with you to make sure that you onboard well. And there was a guy named David Stewart, and he was helping me out on board. And I was just, doing my financial advising at the time, and because I wanted to make 100K in that field. I was just getting really focused. And I didn't know if I wanted to fully just jump on board with pre-hired and do the thing
Mhm.
full time, but he was motivating me. Like he did it in a short amount of time and he made it happen.
Sure.
So I was like, oh, man, okay, what if I just gave it my all?
Mhm.
So I finally decided to step in. Yet when I was in, I did struggle a little bit. There was this guy named Kyle, another mentor,
Mhm.
guiding me through the courses. And
Sure.
so after I accepted that, I was just like, I had so much things to do. all of a sudden, and that's what happens when you try to focus on something that
Mhm.
might lead to your success, right?
Yep.
And so in that place of like barrier and struggle, eventually I said I'm gonna give pre-hired more effort. And so once I shifted that focus, I was able to complete the program without an issue.
Awesome.
And Kyle was really great. And then after that, Devin, who I'm speaking to right now, just really solid guy who just kept me accountable through the interview process and just coached me through that, and gave me like encouragement, feedback, and was willing to meet with me at any time. That was the same with all the mentors, which
Mhm.
is why I gave all of them reviews or um, just like reviews on LinkedIn and just like
Mhm.
they're really quality people. So
Thank you.
yeah, I feel like science-based sales is really dedicated to getting you hired.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, most importantly, tell us, share your data with us. Tell us, what your results were. What was it like getting hired? Because you are hired with a company that you really, really like.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I applied to like 22 jobs and I sent email sequence out. Um, it was like 3 emails, but then it was like that within my emails, 80% were open. 50% of those respondents or recipients responded,
Hmm.
and then 40% interviews from that process.
Awesome.
So I was really stoked about that. Those are really high numbers
Hmm.
uh, for me. I just didn't think I would get those kinds of responses. And so I had a lot of interviews booked
Hmm.
for sure. And even when I got hired, I was in the middle of a third interview with another company, which was um, a company that another pre-hired member works at. And
Hmm.
then, you know, I found out later that it was a good company, but uh, it wasn't as great in terms of pay, and
Sure.
base and commission. So I just went with this company,
Sure.
and the culture has been amazing there. So I'm
Awesome.
really blessed. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So what was it like getting hired there? Talk about that process a little bit. Meeting with the team, meeting with the leaders.
Yeah. Well, it's like a startup feel, but they've been going strong for over 2 years,
Hmm.
and it's been doubling in size every year, more than doubling in size
Hmm.
this coming year, and that's the goal. But the culture is really laid back. This is the kind of culture I wanted to be a part of, where it's just like they give you autonomy,
Yeah.
and everything's brand new, because it's like a new, startup, software company. So they give you, brand new laptop, brand new screen, brand new headset, what have you, and they just give you everything that you need.
Hmm.
The HR is super supportive. The head of HR is actually the CEO's wife, and
Sure.
she's really great.
Hmm.
Um, they even provide like a survey um, to see what everyone thinks of the company.
Hmm.
Um, and that happens supposedly like twice a year.
Hmm.
And it's anonymous, but they go over, all these issues that might come up and they try to fix it. So the culture is like a really great place to work. A lot of happy people. And so it was great meeting my coworkers,
Hmm.
getting to know them, and my manager, head of sales. Again, he gives us autonomy, but we have a lot of softwares in place
Hmm.
um, because they've been focusing their efforts on really building the SDR team. So myself and another guy got hired with the company, and we're running fast. And today will be like my seventh day at at my company, and
Yeah.
it'll be my third day of work today. I haven't started work yet,
Sure.
but with my 2 days of actually prospecting,
Hmm.
mm, I've only made like 50 calls in total,
Hmm.
uh, but I've closed 2 deals from that,
Nice.
or I've gotten it's not a deal, but like I'm not an
Yeah.
AE.
Yeah.
I've booked 2 deals, and I also booked 2 other deals outside of work, just doing my own research and
Sure.
lead generation. So, like, pre-hired's motivated me. It's gotten to a place where I can succeed, and so I'm pumped to do it.
Awesome, man. That's great, man. I'm glad to hear that you're in a place where, the culture is great, that, they have a vested interest in making sure that, employee morale is high, by doing different surveys and things like that. Lastly, what would you say to anyone who's been following us, but they're still on the fence about getting started with pre-hire?
Yeah, well, I was there, so I could relate. Actually, people message me about that frequently.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's your mind,
Hmm.
and it's how much you want to put into something, how much you want to achieve your goals.
Sure.
That's one thing, but pre-hired will make that happen for you.
Hmm.
Uh, they have a great system in place, and as I mentioned before, that their mentors are excellent. Like they've vetted their mentors really well. They respond on time. You'll
Hmm.
be the one responding late,
Yeah.
and, and not making it to the appointments, but they'll be really solid. They'll be there all the time. And I would say they're very accountable. The the knowledge that you'll gain from software sales, I believe, is practical and applicable to any position.
Hmm.
Even if you decide to go out of software sales, I believe just like a lot of what you learn is very practical.
Hmm.
But yeah, software sales is where it's at, and this is the company to do it with.
Cool, cool, man. Well, I do thank you so much for taking the time to share a little bit, about your process, and now you're hired, and I know you have to get to work soon. So, thanks so much, Sam, and we're
Hey,
so
my work hours are 9 to 5. It's so good, man.
you hear that, guys? So you don't have to do all of these extra hours. You're 9 to 5. You get your weekend, to do whatever it is that you want to do. But cool. So thanks so much, Sam. I appreciate it. I'll go ahead and end the recording.